Hey folks, welcome to another Fitness Friday Posi-TIPS with Rachelle. Last time, I continued this important conversation on choosing happiness because folks, it is so important that we choose to be happy in each and every aspect of our lives, because if you want to fail in fitness, be unhappy. I mean, there's just no other way to put it, and I quite frankly believe that's the reason why so many people fail in fitness is because they're doing a whole lot of things they don't want to be doing. It's just a bad situation. And so you've got to choose happiness. And I just want to quote Dr. Phil once again. I love his quote. Again, about this whole concept of your personal truth. Our personal truth is deep down in life, we generate the results in life that we believe we deserve. So if you believe you deserve mediocrity and unhappiness and failure and defeat and all of that, that's exactly what you'll get. And I challenge you, as I do each and every time, to choose happiness, choose success, choose a more positive, fruitful path moving forward, certainly on your path to fitness. Folks, this time I want to talk about the importance, continuing this important conversation on authenticity and confidence, and as they relate to happiness and fitness in the fitness arena, your own fitness journey. But before I get to that, we actually want to share a couple more highlights here from Rachelle's PF Adventures, Rachelle's Planet Fitness Adventures. If you all have watched me long enough, you knew before I had Rachelle Days of My Powerhouse Workouts. So I've actually tweaked that a bit. I'm going to drop in a few highlights from time to time when I visit other locations. As you notice, that's certainly a perk, certainly a strength of Planet Fitness membership, particularly for Black Card members, as you can go to different locations. So on Tuesday, March 27th, I had the opportunity to work out before the Wayne County, Michigan business networking breakfast. That same morning, had the opportunity to work out at the 7 Mile location in Livonia, and had a wonderful workout, folks. And let me tell you, I glanced over and I noticed on the left side of the main cardio area, there were a total of 4 stair climbers and I believe 6 treadmills that had TVs attached to them individually. And that made me smile, because that is truly becoming the standard and chains across the country. So I was so impressed when I glanced over and saw that, and people were definitely partaking of them, and really you could tell enjoying those. That's certainly something that is not standard in Planet Fitness, but I really feel, again, moving forward, years down the road, for them to reach the next level, you're going to start to see things like that in their club. So we're so happy to see that. And at this particular location, Heather was holding it down up front and was doing a great job. And one thing I picked up on about Heather is, as I was leaving, she was straightening up the mats, and you're like, well, Rachelle, what is it about straightening up mats? Why are you bringing this up? And folks, one thing when you think about, and this is something, and again, leadership development, management development is something that I do professionally. All right. And so I'm always evaluating just by habit when I enter situations, businesses, anything like that, companies. I'm always evaluating, just even from just a habit now, leadership and leadership traits and evidence of leadership abilities. And I definitely can say that, Heather, if she isn't already, needs to be on a management development track. And there's, particularly for those of you who are franchisees, there's 3 things you want to look for when you're thinking about your future talent pool of candidates for assistant and general managers. And number 1 is confidence. And one thing that Heather certainly had was a commanding presence right there at the front desk, and it was holding it down with confidence. Number 2, you want to look for loyalty. You want to look for tenure. One thing I noticed walking out was she had 3 years on her name tag. So 3 years tenure. So again, that's loyalty. And that's actually 3 years is a long time in terms of tenure within the fitness industry. So it certainly spoke volumes about her commitment. Lastly, you want to look for evidence of pride. And when you're talking about pride, what are you talking about, Rachelle? Pride in the facility. All right, she was straightening up those mats. And you think, like, people straighten up mats all the time, but it's such an important task. Yes, it's part of cleaning, but also that straightening up mats is not something that's commonly done in businesses. All right, and so her focus on that let me know that's evidence of pride. There's evidence of wanting to make a favorable impression in the facility, because guess what? When you walk into a location, any type of business, company, organization, what's the first thing you see? The mats. And she was aligning those mats on the way out, was straightening things up around this area before. So again, you see evidence of pride, wanting to make a good impression, wanting things to look good, wanting things to be in their place, so that if a customer or a member walks up and approaches the front desk, they're going to have a favorable impression, of course, of the actual facility itself, but Planet Fitness is a franchise in general, but also on her personally. So was very, very pleased to see that. I had a great experience, had a great workout there, and I'm just enjoying just learning and just seeing all of these different locations, folks. It is quite a treat. It is quite a treat. But I wanted to focus this time on the importance, again, of knowing yourself. Knowing yourself and knowing what is important to you. I alluded to this a little bit last time, but wanted to spend some time really highlighting the importance of thinking long and hard about what strengths you have, what weaknesses you have, your likes and dislikes, particularly as they relate to fitness, your fitness journey, your fitness routines, and things like that. Because, folks, it is so important. And when I look back on my almost 24-year journey here, coming up very soon, next month on May 17th, one thing that has certainly aided me over these years is the fact that I know myself very well. So I can just rule out situations, I can rule out opportunities, just professionally, just relationally, and everything, just in every aspect of my life, and just can really look at situations, oh, this isn't going to work, or no, this is going to be a waste of time, and just recognizing, like, this is just not me. Being authentic, all right, being authentic, knowing what's you and what's not you, what's going to work and what's not going to work. I mean, that has truly been something. Yes, have I made missteps early on, particularly for professionally, living in Minneapolis and not liking that city and things like that? Yes, I've made those mistakes along the way, but certainly one thing that comes with age, that comes with wisdom, is just greater discernment. And again, just knowing yourself better. All right, your likes and dislikes, what you want to do, what's worked for you in the past, and why. You've got to be able to ask yourself those questions. Because when I think about my own self personally, and I've shared this before and I'm going to share it again, I know there are certain things for me in terms of fitness that are just not going to work. I mean, they're just not going to work. Things like home fitness. Okay, so Life Fitness, which of course is considered to be the gold standard of fitness equipment, and just around the world, it's just a fantastic reputation, and their machines are in a lot of facilities across the world. But Life Fitness can say, you know what, we're feeling generous. We're going to donate some fitness equipment to Rachelle Smith in Novi-Michigan. Folks, it would sit in my house, still in the box, and not get used. I have zero motivation to work out at home. And I know that surprises people when they hear that, but I have zero motivation to work out at home. Just does not happen. For me, fitness has always been about going out to work out, going out to do something, going to a facility, regardless of where that facility has been or will continue to be. So I know myself, just I stay away from home equipment and just that kind of stuff, because it's just going to be a waste of time and a waste of money, and it's just not going to happen. Regardless of how good any type of piece of equipment or type of equipment is, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen with me. Secondly, for me, no group fitness. No group fitness. All right, so going on 24 years here, I've never once, ever attended a group fitness class. Why? And let me just back up and say, group fitness is a wonderful thing. In the top 5 fitness trends for the year, you always see group fitness, some aspect of group fitness and things like that. But for me personally, group fitness is not an option. I'm a loner in the gym. I just like to do my own thing. I like to be left alone. And as I've alluded to in prior episodes, I like my freedom. My freedom is very important to me in life, and I don't like to be tied down. And so for me, working out with a partner, or even in group fitness, something like that, is just not going to work. There's nothing for me that is more demotivating than the thought of having to work out with another person or to go to a group fitness class. But folks, if that works for you, make it happen. You could be doing the opposite. You could be working out by yourself, knowing you're struggling. You have no motivation. You just don't have the intrinsic motivation to make things happen, to get up there and do it each and every day, or 3 or 4 times a week, whatever your needs are. All right, so you could be the reverse, trying to operate by yourself when you need to be in a group fitness class, having other people or an instructor holding you accountable. Or the same thing with a trainer. You may need a trainer. You may need somebody helping you and challenging you and holding you accountable. So you got to know yourself. Don't worry about what everybody thinks or what people are going to say. Do what is best for you. You've got to do what's best for you. And I alluded to that, number 3, no workout partners. All right, so for almost 24 years now, I have never once ever brought somebody to the gym to work out with me. That's off limits, and I'm going to talk more about that next time, but just being authentic, but also being assertive and being confident. That for me, my workout time is my me time. I don't like to be bothered. I like to be left alone. I'm not friendly in the gym. That's just me, all right? But I know myself well enough to know, I'm not going down that path. I don't want to be tied down like that, which is those type of scenarios. So, but you got to know yourself. And that's part of the reason why I'm so happy in fitness and during my workouts. All right. Because that's my me time. I can strategize. I can think. All right. I can just read. I can veg out whatever I want to do. All right. Relax, when I'm on the hydro massage, whatever the case may be. All right. That is my me time. And I protect that time ruthlessly. Everyone knows it doesn't matter who you are, what relationship we have. The gym is off limits. It's just the answer is no. Don't ask to work out with me because it's just not going to happen. And that's certainly truly the case. Next for me, no outside fitness. All right. So don't ask me to run a 10K. Don't ask me to do some walk somewhere. Don't ask me to go bike riding, anything like that. It is not going to happen. Again, I've made mistakes along the way. In 2011, I got really excited, got a wild hair, and said, I'm going to buy a bike. I used to love riding bike as a child. I used to love bike riding. It was wonderful. Folks got a nice bike. It was a nice bike too. And that bad boy sat in my garage, and I finally gave it away in 2016. It just sat there, and I had ridden it for 2 years. Tires were flat. It was all dusty. Finally gave it away. Because why? I have zero interest in working outside. I like climate-controlled facilities. I know that about myself now. And it's just, don't ask me to do anything like that just outside. I want to be in a cool, nice, climate-controlled facility, and that works well for me. So you got to determine things like that. What do you like? What do you dislike? What have you tried and it hasn't worked out? Whatever the case may be. Long-term distance running outside or inside, not happening. Okay, I was in track. I'm a sprinter, still a sprinter. 100-meter dash can make things happen still do sprint drills. But don't ask me to go out and run a 5K. It's just, I have no motivation to do that. All right. So, but you just got to know yourself and be confident enough to protect that authenticity. All right. And lastly, when I think about place, I've talked about myself personally in terms of likes and dislikes. You've heard me allude to in past episodes, the importance of place, where you're working out is so important. So you got to recognize, are you happy? Are you just unhappy going to a place? Do you dread driving in? What is it about the place? All right, is it the temperature? Is it the commute or the drive that it takes you to get there? Do you have to walk there? Do you have a trainer that's just not challenging you and you haven't received any results, haven't achieved any results in the last 5 years? Are you in a group fitness class where you feel like you're behind everybody else, or you feel like you're above everyone else and you need to take your fitness class up to the next level, perhaps the next level of, you may be in a beginner class, you need to go to intermediate advanced, just something like that. The place where you are is so important. And even for those of you who work out at home, all right? Folks, your best friend may be saying, hey, come with me to the gym, it would be great. And in your mind, you're thinking, no, I want to work out by myself, I want to be left alone, and that's wonderful. All right, you've got to understand that is fine, but you've got to be willing to be assertive. I'm going to talk more about that again next time, is in protecting what's important to you in your fitness journey. All right, don't be a people pleaser, mad and disgruntled, and everybody's doing this, and I'm doing all this stuff I don't want to be doing. All right, that's no one else's fault. That's your fault. You have to take responsibility for your own happiness, and you've got to choose happiness. But place is so important. For me, you've heard me allude to. All right, 2-level facilities, no. I mean, if I'm on vacation or something, and it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, or 4-day type situation, and I don't have any other options, then I will do it. But I'm going to search long and hard, and I've actually got an upcoming trip to Chicago here in a few weeks, and I literally was looking at the different Planet Fitness locations of which one, and okay, the one on East Illinois downtown is actually on the 2nd level, and I'm not doing that. Why? Because heat, I already know that. All right, and reading some of those reviews, it's real congested, machines are closer together in that type of environment, so not happening. We'll be going, ironically, to the one in Evanston, right south of the Northwestern campus. Well, I'll be on campus anyway. But again, I strategize. That place is important to me. All right, it's got windows. Even the Evanston location's got windows. But I was looking, how close is the cardio to the windows? Okay, well, all right, in the month of April, it's going to still be pretty cool, so it'll be all right. But those southern gyms, they get real hot earlier on in the year, and it's just stifling. Second level, it's just not an option, And one thing, actually, ironically, on Black Friday of last year, had an opportunity to work at the Novi-Michigan club. Was very impressed. That's actually a 2-level club. I didn't know that until I got there, but it was so wonderful to see. Yes, they have these large windows, several large windows, but that franchisee, just progressive next level thinking, had shades on all the windows, and I was thinking to myself, now this is a location, although it's 2-level, I would consider working out at, particularly in the summertime when it would be hotter. Michigan certainly doesn't get as hot as those southern states, but that's certainly just the best practice. I mean, it's just wonderful to see those shades, and you do not see that in your larger gym. Shades like that. Why? Letting in that heat, and the gym gets hot, and it just gets people sweat more, and there's a stench in there. But I was so happy to see that in the Northville Club. And actually, ironically, another shout out to the Northville Club is they've got the best stretching area that I've seen for Planet Fitness. Just any of the locations, just a wonderful stretching area, wide open, dedicated. Just did a wonderful job with that. And I thought to myself, now if they got some standard stretching mats in that particular location with that stretching, they would win like the PF area stretching award. Just wonderful to see. But folks, you got to think about what's important to you. Know yourself. Know what's going to work for you, but also more importantly, know what's not going to work for you. All right, you got to recognize, is this what I want to do? Is this where I want to be? Is this and this and this? You've got to ask yourself if you're unhappy, if you're struggling, if you're not successful, particularly if you've been unsuccessful for a long period of time, ask yourself why. Be willing to ask yourself those questions. Be willing to find and seek out and be relentless in finding solutions that work for you, because folks, you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful on your fitness journey, but it's going to take action and a strong resolve on your part to make it happen. Thanks so much for your time. Make it a wonderfully fit day.